every child, every brother that's caught in the crossfire.
This is why you're here, Bee.
Bumblebee is the newest in the Transformers franchise and tells the story of Charlie Watson, who meets this robot and befriends it, and they go on a little adventure together, and they have to run from the government. This is sort of an E.T. type story in a Transformers movie, and is directed by the same guy who directed Kubo and the Two Strings, and I believe the name is Travis Knight. I'm terrible with names, okay? Don't judge me. But he directed Kubo and the Two Strings, and for that reason, I was actually pretty interested to see what he could do with the Transformers movie. But I am optimistic because I am disappointed with this franchise and how it's been for the past few years. I enjoyed the first one. I even enjoyed the third. But number 2, 4, and 5 sucked donkey balls. Oh my god, words cannot even describe 4. It is one of the funniest movies I've seen. Because there are so many Michael Bay-isms in that movie, I just kept laughing my ass off. But this franchise needed new blood. It needed new blood. It needed a fresh take. It needed a new vision. Bumblebee came out, and it exceeded all my expectations. I think that Bumblebee is a great movie. Honestly, I think it is the best Transformers movie ever. Yeah, there are comparisons to E.T. and the Iron Giant, yes. But it was able to make something of its own. The action, not shaky cam. It is not close up. There's actual wide shots. It shows you everything. It shows you the action. It shows you what's going on. It is clear. It is exciting. The opening 30 minutes of the movie were honestly fantastic. The first act, and even the second and third act, while I don't think they were as strong as that first act, they still worked relatively well. As a story base, it completely worked. It understood it's fun. It understood that's a cheesy movie, but it actually has a lot of heart. Charlie Watson in the film, played by Haley Steinfeld, I honestly think is a great character. And her relationship with Bumblebee, how it grew from the beginning to the movie to the end, I was invested. I loved these two characters together. And Bumblebee was especially great in the title role and had a lot of funny stuff, and I loved what they did for certain elements of his character and how he's developed and how you get to explore his origin. And I love John Cena in this film. He is cheesy. There are a few moments of dialogue where I'll admit that is pretty weird that I did not like I thought was actually cringy, but overall, John Cena, when he's funny, but when he tried to sell that serious take, it did not work out well. And now I'll get to my negatives right now. The whole military aspect was a bit bland. I wasn't as invested in this aspect of the film as with everything else, but it worked, it worked in its own way, but I wasn't totally invested with the villain stuff. I was more invested with our heroes and what they're going through. And it's sort of like a Marvel situation where the villains are kind of pushed to the back and the heroes get like the forefront. It's sort of like that. But it did not bother me too much because I had so much enjoyment with this film. And the movie does actually have time to develop these characters. It actually takes its time to set up character moments and character motivations. And you can see all sort of Autobots and how they transform. I'm not going to spoil which ones are in the movie, but what they did with these characters were great. And especially what they did with Optimus Prime. at little screen time that he had in the movie, he was entertaining. And that's all I say. He's not in the movie that much. You've seen it in the trailer, not spoiler, but for what they did with his character, I liked, and overall, I just had a good time. It is well directed, well written. It is actually funny. The jokes are not like drugs or sex. They're not like any marijuana dogs or marijuana brownies. Dogs having sex. Hot girls showing their full body to the camera while explosions go behind them. There's nothing of that in this film. And I love it. It understood its heart. It has sort of an 80s feel to it. And I love that about this film. It felt like something from the Transformer, the era when kids used to play it, and when the animated show used to be kind of silly, but very awesome. I overall had such a good time with this film. I honestly highly recommend it, and I can't be happier than how I am today. I'm going to give Bumblebee an A-. The military aspect and the villains didn't work as much as I wanted them to, but the relationship between Bumblebee and Haley Steinfeld's character, the action and writing and humor and dialogue, the story itself, it worked in a lot more ways than what I thought is, and I was just honestly surprised, and I highly recommend you guys go check this out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.